Hello and welcome to Southern Gospel Now, your weekly look inside the Southern Gospel music industry. I'm Greg Goodman, and this is episode 58 of Southern Gospel Now. It's brought to you by SouthernGospelPrizes.com, where you can currently register for the May Prize Pack, which includes autographed CDs from some of your favorite artists. All the details are available at SouthernGospelPrizes.com. Something very important to both artists and fans is going on. I'm talking about the second round of voting in the 2022 Singing News Fan Awards. Singing News magazine publisher Danny Jones tells us more.
The second round of voting in the 2022 Singing News Fan Awards is underway. Subscribers of Singing News magazine and Singing News TV are selecting their favorites in 20 different categories. Categories such as favorite album, favorite song, favorite quartet, favorite mixed group, favorite soloist, and many, many more.
Details on voting and the official ballot for the second round of voting in the Singing News Fan Awards is available at singingnews.com. Again, that's singingnews.com. The Isaacs have a catchy little tune out called Give Him What You Got. Sonia Isaacs-Yuri here.
When we wrote Give Him What You Got, we were just sitting around the table, my sister, my husband, and I, and we were talking about how you don't have to have a lot for God to use you. He uses little things. He uses broken things. All he wants is what you have to give him. He's not asking for more. And so he can do an awful lot with whatever you're faithful with. He'll be faithful back.
The LeFevre Quartet just put out a new song called All the Praise. Jay Perrick fills us in on it.
All the Praise, yeah. Wow, what a big song. When Jordan played this for us on the bus, I remember my ear being drawn to it because it's the big choir ballad, and I'm very familiar with those. I was blessed to have some good church positions through the years that allowed me to do some of these kinds of songs. But more importantly than that is the message, of course.
Jake Anglin of Brian Free and Assurance says audiences really are getting the group's latest song, Looks Like Jesus, as they perform it in concert.
You can really tell every night that we sing Looks Like Jesus how people are reacting to it. You can tell that it's really connecting with people. They understand the message. They understand that it's all of our responsibility and all of our privilege to go into this world and live a life that looks like Jesus. Show that generosity, show that kindness, show that love. And as we sing those verses and as Brian delivers the song, you can just see the light bulb going off in people's heads and in people's hearts. They get it and they understand that that mission is all of ours.
The current radio single from the Perrys has us getting back to the foundation of our faith. It's called John 3:16 is Calling Out to You. Libby Perry Stuffle here.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believe on him, they wouldn't perish, but have everlasting life. That's a message that reminds us that God loved us so much in the middle of our circumstance that he gave his only begotten Son just for us.
The Sound just put out their new project titled God is Real. Levi Mills talks about co-writing the title track with Sue C. Smith.
So God is Real. When we went to go write that song, we wrote it with Sue Smith, who is, a prolific lyricist. She is just amazing. That might be one of my favorite co-writes that we did on the album. And I think you guys have said that you agree with that. That was a phenomenal day.
The Kingsmen Quartet's Chris Jenkins tells us about the group's current hit, The Church of the Great I Am.
I love the message because it gives hope to the Christian. As a member of the family of God, we are a part of something much bigger than just what we are a part of here on earth. We are a part of the great church that was talked about in the New Testament, and one day that church is going to be raptured out and will be in heaven to stay for those who are saved and washed in the blood of Jesus Christ.
A recent weekend out for Tribute Quartet was full of surprises, but Gus Gacious says that the Lord made a way through all of it.
It definitely was not the normal weekend for Tribute. We had to have a replacement bus for our replacement bus, and the replacement bus was one that had seen better miles, let's just say that. And so, but the first night at Singing in the Sun, we got to be a part of 26 souls coming to the Lord. The second day, the concerts, it was just an amazing time in the presence of God. And finishing it off Sunday morning back close to home with a bunch of our friends and family, and the Spirit of the Lord was just there, a strong presence. And it just goes to show you that God has all of it under control.
Tribute Quartet is at the top of the Singing News Power 50 chart for this week with their song, Not My Will. Well, that's it for this week. We'll be back next week with more Southern Gospel news. If you missed episodes of Southern Gospel Now along the way, you can download them wherever you get podcasts or listen at southerngospelnow.com. Southern Gospel Now is made possible by southerngospelprizes.com. I'm Greg Goodman. Love your neighbor, and I'll see you next week for another edition of Southern Gospel Now.